Welcome back to another character drawing show with me, Avivah, your art director from the Ed Asner Family Center. Thank you so much for joining us for another really fun and crafty and creative episode with us today. As you can see, you can't really see quite like the island part of where I am, but I am in Ant Island. If you guys are familiar with A Bug's Life, we are drawing Flick today because very soon, coming up on June 12th, is our poker tournament. And in our poker tournament, we have so many incredible celebrities and really great people just like you joining to play. And most importantly for today's show, Dave Foley, who is a character on Bug's Life, is going to be joining us as well for our poker tournament. So, and Richard Kind. I got a little yes, Richard Kind was incredible in it as well. So thank you both if you guys are watching. Thank you for joining us for our poker tournament and for watching this show now. So, okay, so like always, for our show that we're going to be doing today, we are going to be needing some drawing utensils. I always say you want to start with a pencil because it is super tricky to erase once you actually start with pen. So if you are practicing just like I am still every single day, I'm always starting with a pencil. Even if I'm super sure of my character and I've drawn it millions of times, I'm still going to use a pencil. So, practice makes perfect. Let's do it together and let's draw this really cool character today. Come on. All right. So I've got a nice pencil right here with a good eraser, nice sturdy drawing space, and we've got our character. I always suggest if you want to draw a character, always have a good reference nearby. Sometimes I like using my phone so I can zoom in, and even a printout will do. So I have my example here for us today. Flick is a very interesting character. Bug's Life is one of Pixar's first animated movies, and it is just an incredible movie. I actually watched it again last night, and it is just so wonderful and some really incredible jokes that still make me laugh, being the age that I am now. So let's get into it. We can first see how he's standing, right? Is he symmetrical? Is his features kind of the same shape on both sides? And we can see that he's kind of turned to the left here. So we're not going to see as much of this eye as we do this right eye here. So we're going to kind of make sure that we're starting with some type of middle spot, some type of focal point to base the rest of our lines and shapes off of. Okay, so because he's not a perfectly circly head, we're going to start with a shape that we're familiar with like we usually do. And I see this nice curved line that is a great starting spot for Flick. So we can see this kind of looks like a hook, right? Or like the letter J. Let's start towards the left side of our paper and start with a nice curved line, nice rounded C shape coming around into a nice hook here. Just like that. I'm going very light with my pencil too, just so I can make sure that I find the right line within all these little lines that I'm making for his mouth. And we're curving it up. And then there we have it for his kind of like nose shape here. And then for his eye, we are going to come up around for the top part of the hook here. Coming up and around, just like this. And we're just bringing it back around to the middle of the hook that we've just made. So now that we've got this interesting shape here, we can actually make our other eye as well. And you can see it's kind of like a circle, but it's got a little bit of a rounded point here to it. So we can start with that. We can try and find that same level of that eye, maybe bring it down a little bit lower because his head is tilted, and bringing it up and around, almost like an almond shape. Most eyes are usually not a perfect circle unless you're someone like SpongeBob SquarePants. So we're going to make this nice almond shape and even cut off a little bit of the bottom here with a nice curved line. And that's kind of like his cheek coming up and covering a bit of his eye here. And I'm noticing, you know what? I'm looking at my picture and I'm like, maybe my eyes are a little bit too far apart. Let's bring them a little bit closer together. Fix that shape. It's always good to see the distance of certain things. We can see that the eyes are a little bit closer than that first eye I made. So let's bring that in a little bit. Doing that same kind of shape that we just made. Bringing it around, nice and big eye. And erasing those extra lines in there. Doing that same cheek line that we did before. Curving it up above the eye. Just like that. And now we can start with the iris and the pupil. So let's start with this left one here. We could see it's kind of like a half circle peeking out from behind the nose. Let's do that and curve it around closer to the bottom of the circle. Curving it around. Maybe doing the same thing on the inside. Curving it around one more time for that pupil with a little circle at the corner for that shine. You could even color in that iris. The pupil is that dark circle in the inner part. You're going to color that in. And you can do the same thing on the other side, but this time a full circle because we could see that whole eye this time. So now we're going to do the same thing once again, adding in that black circle for the pupil, and then one little circle in the corner for the shine. Let's color it in. All right. Two very nice eyes. Let's bring that a little closer so you can see what that looks like. See what I'm talking about? That little shine in the corner just brings him to life a little bit more. All right, so let's move down to his, actually before that, we see that his eyes look really wide and open, right? Let's relax them a little bit by adding 2 eyelids on the top, just cutting off the top of the eye with a nice curved line for those eyelids here. Now he doesn't look so wide-eyed, a little bit more relaxed. We did that on both sides with a nice curved line. Now we can finish off his smile here. Let's do a little curved line at the edge of our hook for another little cheek mark. We can bring our line from that corner around and to about the tip of his nose here. All right, and feel free to add your own flair to it. Maybe he's not having an open smile. Maybe he is sticking his tongue out. Really add your own little twist to it if you'd like. All right, so now that we've got his open mouth, we're just going to curve in, making another line for the teeth. And for the tongue, we're just doing a little curved line in the middle there. All righty, so this part here where the tongue, right next to the tongue, is going to be like this darker shadowed area because that's the inside of his mouth. So we've got the nose, teeth, tongue, and now we can do his face shape, right? We've got all of his features and we can use our pencil to come. So let's start with this left eye here, bringing the cheek out, just kind of following that same line of like that nose shape, bringing it back in towards the nose, the tip of the nose, bringing that line very close to under the mouth. He's got these great cheekbones for an ant. And then we're going to come back to the other side here. Make another nice big cheek. Very close to the eye. We're going to end it. And we can finish it off with a nice little curvy line on the top of his eyes here. Alrighty, let's do 2 little bumpy lines. We're going a little bit higher on top of his eyes because when you're super excited, your eyes kind of lift up and it makes your eyebrows lift up too. So this is kind of where his eyebrows would be if he had them. Alrighty, and so now we can do these incredible antennas that he has. Kind of interesting shapes there. So let's start with 2 little nubs, one in the middle, one on the side here. And that's kind of, by nub, I mean like kind of like a half square. That's kind of like his joint for his antenna. So then to make these antennas, we are going to make one curved line coming up and around and another one going a little bit more diagonally like that, a little bit higher up, because this side is facing us, right? So this antenna is going to be a little bit higher up than the second one. And we can finish that off by just doing a nice curved line around back to the tip and doing the same thing to the other side. Just like that, curving and bring it back to the center. And you can even finish it off with a few stripes going down the top half of the antenna. And if you want to stop there, that's your flick head, right? But to just add a little bit more body and shape to him, you can even add a little neck if you'd like, with 2 curved lines, bringing his chest out and down, maybe a little shoulder coming out, nice curved line coming out and around, and a little arm maybe peeking out behind there. All right. And since he's an ant, he's got a bunch of little joints. He's got a lot of segments to him. So let's add a few stripes here and there, almost like he's wearing a t-shirt. And there you have it. A lovely little flick. So now that you've got your pencil design, you can go in with a nice pen, really clean up those outlines and color it in if you'd like to with any type of coloring material. And most importantly, I'd love if you sent it over to us at the Ed Asner Family Center. You can add your photo below, or you can email it to me at Avivah at edasnerfamilycenter.com so all of us here can see your incredible work. .org. I always mess up my own email. I'm sure it happens to most of us. But there we go. Our little flick drawing today. If you enjoyed drawing with us, I hope you join us again next Thursday for a quick little character drawing lesson. And if you have any suggestions, you can let me know at that email that I said before, but with org at the end. And also make sure to check us out on our website, teafc.org, that has all of our classes that are now in person, our music, and our art class that is on Sundays from 11:30 to 1. And yeah, I hope you join us. And also check us out for Camp Ed that is happening this summer, June 12th. July 12th until August. I don't know why August 18th, okay? Thank you so much for joining us. I will see you next time for another really fun character drawing show, okay? Bye, guys.